On a chilly autumn morning, as the sun just began to rise, the streets of the city were waking up. The familiar sounds of honking cars and busy footsteps filled the air. Amongst the hustle and bustle, a figure sat quietly on a worn-out blanket beneath a grand old tree. That figure was Leo, a homeless man who had a secret nobody knew. With a ragged backpack by his side, he looked like just another face in the crowd. His clothes were tattered, and his beard was unkempt, yet there was something different about him. Leo had a talent few could imagine, a gift for painting that was hidden from the world. Every night, when the city lights sparkled like stars, Leo would find a safe place in a dark alley with a small piece of cardboard and his only few art supplies. Under the glow of a street lamp, he would create stunning paintings that captured the beauty of the world around him. With every brushstroke, he poured his heart and soul onto the canvas, depicting vibrant cityscapes, mesmerizing sunsets, and the faces of the people he saw. But Leo had never shown anyone his work. The fear of judgment weighed heavily on him. What if people laughed at his art? What if they thought he was crazy? So, he kept his paintings a secret, hiding them in his backpack, away from prying eyes. One day, while sitting on the sidewalk with his sketchbook, he overheard a conversation between two women nearby. They were talking about the city's annual art festival, where artists could showcase their work and gain recognition. Leo's heart raced at the thought of displaying his paintings, but self-doubt held him back. Amazing artists from all over the city will be there, one woman said enthusiastically. I can't wait to see the incredible talent. Leo's mind swirled with emotions. This could be his chance, but could he risk letting others see his art? As he gripped his sketchbook, he decided to swallow his fear and take action. He would go to the festival, but he would keep himself hidden from view. As the days passed, Leo worked tirelessly to prepare for the event, painting furiously while the world around him moved on. He found spots in alleys where sunlight streamed through just right, inspiring his next creation. Every brushstroke of color danced on the canvas, expressing his longing, dreams, and the untold stories of his life. Finally, the day of the art festival arrived. The streets were filled with vibrant colors and excited chatter. Artists set up their tents and people strolled by, admiring the talent on display. Leo stood at the edge of the festival, his heart pounding, clutching his backpack filled with his painted treasures, torn between wanting to show his art and fearing the rejection that might come with it. Suddenly, a familiar face appeared. It was Ms. Jenkins, a kindly woman from the diner where Leo often begged for food. She had always offered him a warm smile or an extra coffee. Seeing her among the crowd gave Leo a spark of courage. Maybe, just maybe, he could share his secret with her. Taking a deep breath, Leo approached her tent, where she was volunteering at a charity booth. Ms. Jenkins, he called out weakly. She turned, eyes widening in surprise, but filled with joy. Leo, I didn't expect to see you here. How are you? I'm good, he stammered, hesitating. I wanted to show you something, but I'm afraid. Afraid? Of what? She asked gently, sensing his distress. Of what you might think about my paintings. May I see them? She urged, baffling his heart. I would be honored. With trembling hands, Leo unzipped his backpack, revealing his canvas rolled tight inside. He slowly pulled it out, ready to expose the deep emotions captured within every painting. The colors splashed across the canvas painted stories of resilience, beauty, and dreams from a world often overlooked. When Leo finally unfolded the first piece, Ms. Jenkins gasped. Oh, Leo, this is incredible. Her eyes sparkled with excitement as she took in the details, memory, and passion flooding her heart. You are so talented. But just as Leo began to feel a rush of relief, a voice cut through the moment, catching both of their attention. A man with a sharp suit and dark glasses approached, looking unimpressed. What do we have here? You'll need to pay to display that, you know, he said with a sneer, pointing to Leo's art. Leo's heart sank at the man's judgment, his earlier courage now slipping away. Would anyone ever take him seriously? Little did he know this moment, this first step into the light, was about to change everything. The secret life of Leo, the homeless artist, was beginning to unfold. Leo stood frozen as the dismissive man in the suit stared at him, his eyes filled with contempt. He felt the familiar wave of shame wash over him, threatening to drown the spark of courage that had just ignited. "I am just here to share my art," Leo stammered, clutching the canvas to his chest like a shield. Ms. Jenkins stepped forward, her eyes blazing with determination. "That's not right. Everyone deserves a chance to share their work, regardless of where they come from," she said fiercely, defending Leo. "This man is a talented artist, and you should respect that." The man scoffed but backed off slightly, eyeing the festival with disdain. "Talent or not, rules are rules. You need a permit to display anything here. Don't waste your time, old man. You'll never make it in the art world." Leo felt his heart sink even deeper. Did this man represent the world outside? Was it more about status than about the art itself? But as he looked at Ms. Jenkins, her unwavering support ignited a flicker of courage within him. "Maybe he's right," Leo murmured, feeling the weight of hopelessness. "Maybe I don't belong here." "No!" Ms. Jenkins exclaimed, her voice strong. "You belong wherever you choose to be. Let your art speak for you. Those people out there don't see your heart. They don't know your story. But I believe in you." Taken aback by her passion, Leo looked into her eyes and saw nothing but sincerity. There had been a time when he had believed in himself before life had thrown him into the shadows. Somehow, in that moment, he felt seen again. With newfound resolve, Leo nodded. "Okay," he said, his voice steadier now. "I won't let him make me feel small." He laid the canvas flat on the ground, positioning it so that the vibrant colors shone under the sunlight, catching the eyes of passers-by. As curious onlookers began to gather, murmurs filled the air. "Look at those colors," one woman exclaimed. "What a unique perspective." Feeling a surge of confidence, Leo quickly unrolled the rest of his paintings, forming an unplanned display at Ms. Jenkins's booth. Each canvas depicted not only the beauty of the city, but also the struggles he had faced. There was a painting of a street filled with joyful children playing, juxtaposed with another of an empty alleyway littered with broken bottles, silent pleas hidden within vibrant strokes. The crowd began to grow as people started to admire Leo's work. He could hear snippets of conversation. "This is incredible, and I've never seen anything like this before." With every compliment, Leo's heart swelled, and the shame that had gripped him slowly melted away. Just then, Leo spotted a well-dressed woman moving through the crowd, a sketch pad in her hands. She was a local art critic known for her keen eye and hospitality towards undiscovered talent. Leo's breath caught in his throat. Could this be his chance? Ms. Jenkins noticed him staring, nudging him gently. "Go talk to her. This may be your moment." But as Leo took a step forward, doubt crept back in. What if she didn't like what she saw? What if she dismissed him just like the man in the suit? For a brief moment, he hesitated, but he remembered Ms. Jenkins's words and the excitement in the crowd. Gathering his courage, he approached the woman. "Excuse me," he began, his voice shaking slightly. "I'm Leo, and I wanted to show you my art." She looked up and smiled, her eyes dancing with curiosity. "I'd love to see it." Leo bit his lip, feeling a rush of hope. He started showing her his paintings, explaining the stories behind each piece. He spoke about the struggles he faced, but also about the beauty he found in the world around him. As he shared, he saw the glow in her eyes deepen, her interest piqued. "You have real talent, Leo. There's so much emotion in your work," she said thoughtfully. "Have you ever considered showcasing at a gallery? I believe you have the potential to go far." Sweat beaded on Leo's brow as disbelief washed over him. "Me? A gallery?" "Absolutely," she replied, her enthusiasm infectious. "You have a unique perspective, and the world needs to hear your story." Just then, the man in the suit returned, eyeing Leo and his makeshift display with intent. "What's going on here?" he snapped, his voice dripping with disdain. "Who let this man set up without a permit?" Before Leo could respond, the art critic stepped forward, her posture confident. "This man is sharing his art with the community. His talent deserves recognition, and it should not be stifled by rules meant to protect egos, she declared fiercely. The crowd around Leo began to nod in agreement, rallying behind him. What started as a quiet display transformed into a moment of empowerment and solidarity. Leo's heart raced as he realized that he wasn't just showing art, he was making a statement. The tension hung in the air like a storm, and Leo's heart pounded in his chest as he watched the confrontation unfold. The crowd of onlookers drew closer, drawn to the drama that had taken shape between the two opposing forces, a fierce defender of art and the dismissive man in the suit. "Who do you think you are, defending this man?" The suited man spat back at the art critic, his tone dripping with arrogance. He glanced around, seeking support from the festival organizers. "He's just a homeless nobody. No art world would ever accept someone like him." The words landed hard in Leo's chest, but rather than bow his head in shame, he straightened his back. He could feel Ms. Jenkins moving behind him, offering unspoken support. The crowd murmured, and Leo realized something profound. He was not alone anymore. "Forgive me if I disagree," the art critic replied, her voice steady and firm. "Art is not defined by location or status. It's defined by the heart and soul behind it. This man has poured himself into his work, and it speaks for him louder than your empty words ever could." A wave of determination surged through Leo. He stepped forward, his voice stronger than he expected. "I may not have a home, but I have a story. Everyone has a story, and art is how we share it with the world. I refuse to let anyone steal my voice or the voices of others who feel lost or hidden away." The crowd erupted into applause, their encouragement igniting a sense of hope in Leo. He felt alive. He was finally claiming his space in the world. The man in the suit glared but stepped back, clearly outnumbered and frustrated. With renewed courage, Leo returned to the art critic, who was watching him with admiration. "You're doing great, Leo," she said encouragingly. "Keep showcasing your art. This is just the beginning." "Can you help me show my work?" he asked, a mix of hope and disbelief playing across his face. "Of course," she replied with a smile. "I'll connect you with local galleries and offer to help curate your first show. Your story needs to be told." Tears welled in Leo's eyes, the magnitude of this moment settling in. The world he had hidden from for so long was finally opening up to him. He had taken the chance to share his art, and now it was blossoming into something more than he could have ever imagined. Throughout the day, Leo's paintings drew crowds, and their emotions resonated deeply with everyone who stopped to gaze at his hidden masterpieces. By the end of the festival, many accepted Ms. Jenkins's invitations for conversations about his journey. Leo learned that his art struck a chord with people, and it stirred something inside them that they had long forgotten. Hope, resilience, and a sense of belonging emerged. As the festival came to a close, the excitement surrounding Leo grew. His art was not just a personal journey anymore, but had become a source of inspiration for others who felt silenced by life's hardships. With every story shared, he realized that they were all connected through their struggles and dreams. After the festival, Leo's phone buzzed nonstop with messages and offers from people who wanted to support his journey. The art critic kept her promise, introducing him to gallery owners, potential buyers, and even artists who offered to mentor him. His life was changing, and he could hardly grasp how quickly everything had turned around. But just as he began to feel secure in this new world, a shadow of doubt crossed his mind. What if this is just a dream? He wondered late one night, staring at the moonlight filtering through his window. What if I fail? But then, he remembered Ms. Jenkins's words, "You belong wherever you choose to be." That small phrase echoed in his mind, reigniting the fire he had found in that moment of boldness. Meanwhile, with Leo's growing profile, interest in his art spread through the community. He was invited to speak at schools, sharing not just about his work, but his life. He wanted to inspire others who felt lost. Art comes from the soul, he would tell kids, and it can turn pain into something beautiful. Days turned to weeks, and Leo prepared for his first gallery show. With every brushstroke, he poured his heart into the artwork that would be displayed. He painted not just for himself, but for everyone who had ever felt invisible or underestimated. Each piece was a canvas of stories that demanded to be seen. The night of the gallery opening arrived, a perfect blend of excitement and anxiety. As guests filled the room, marveling at his work, Leo stood at the entrance, overwhelmed. There, amidst the clinking glasses and soft chatter, Leo spotted Miss Jenkins, shining with pride, surrounded by familiar faces. As he welcomed people and told them his story, Leo felt whole. No longer a homeless artist hidden away, he was part of the world he had longed to be in for so many years. That night, as he finished a conversation, a woman approached him with tears in her eyes. "Your story touched me deeply," she said. "I've struggled for so long, but your art makes me believe that I can rise above my challenges." In that moment, Leo understood that his journey was not just about proving himself to the art world, but about finding purpose and connection. Each brushstroke and every canvas shared created a ripple of change, spreading kindness and hope in ways he never thought possible. Leo smiled as he thought of all the struggles he had faced in silence. No longer would he live on the edges, for the world had opened its heart to him. The secret life of a homeless artist had transformed into a vibrant journey of connection, story, and an unwavering belief in the power of art. And through that journey, Leo found not just his voice, but a family, a community, and a place to call home. If this story has inspired you, like, share, and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching.